footy is on soon. It's at 5:50 today. It's the Sydney Swans versus Adelaide Crows. So it's gonna be a like I said, 5:50 game, and by the looks of it, it's probably a Sydney Swan home ground. So yeah, so we all we got to do is just wait until 5:50 today to watch that game for today. So again, it's Sydney Swans versus Adelaide Crows. Then it's tomorrow's games. Then it's Sunday's games. It's tomorrow's games will be St Kilda versus GWSG. Then the game after that, which is about 4 hours later, will be at, well, looks like Carlton's home ground. It would be Carlton versus the West Coast Eagles. And then the next game will be, as soon as I get to it, will be the Geelong Cats versus Port Adelaide Powers, and it looks like it's at the Powers home ground. Then it's the Dockers versus the Dockers versus the Bulldogs, and it's at Optus Stadium. Then it would be then it's gonna be the North Melbourne Kangaroos versus Hawthorn Hawks. Then it's going to be Brisbane Lions and Gold Coast Suns for Sunday, I think. Then as soon as I get this next game, then it's going to be after Brisbane Lions versus Gold Coast Suns, it's going to be Melbourne Demons versus Richmond Tigers. For that game, that will be at 5:25. And the last game, by the looks of it, for round 5 will be the Collingwood Magpies versus Essendon Bombers. So I shall say again, as soon as this updates, this will be Sydney Swans versus Adelaide Crows, St Kilda versus GWS. Carlton versus the Eagles, Powers versus Cats, Dockers versus Bulldogs, Kangaroos versus Hawks, Brisbane versus Gold Coast, Melbourne versus Richmond, and the last game will be Collingwood versus the Essendon Bombers. So these games are all this weekend, and for some of you who might know that next week is probably going to be the Derby. So I'll have a quick look now for you, just to make sure, so I can tell you next week as well, and I'll see when they're playing as well. Let's get this up and running. Yeah, it's the Derby next week, and looks like where the last game's playing, the Fremantle Dockers versus the Eagles next Sunday. They'll be playing next Sunday. And yeah, so enjoy the games this week, and see you in my next video or videos I make, whatever one you choose to watch next. So thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.